All right. It's that time. It's time for Beyond Sight and Sound. Let's do this.
Are you looking for a high-quality beach and sand scoop? Are you trying to take your hunting to the extreme? How about an American-based company that stands behind their product and everything they sell? Then check out our friends over at XTREME Scoops. John has been making scoops for some time now and makes a quality beach and sand scoop to take your hunting to the next level. XTREME Scoops recently released their new sand shredder that works great in the water and on the beach. And if you're a new Equinox user, you may want to check out his Surfmaster X3 that can trap those small targets you new Equinox users are finding out there. XTREME Scoops' company approach is let's do it right. So do it right, buy it once, and go to the extreme. XTREMEScoops.com. That's XTREME scoops.com. Caution. Please do not operate motor vehicles or power equipment while under the influence of this show. Listening to this show could cause side effects such as bouts of laughter, violent binges of cabin fever, and even dreams of silver and gold. Please be advised. Now that the fine print is out of the way, on with the show. All right, we're back and we're live once again, and you are listening to Beyond Sight and Sound, metal detecting and treasure hunting radio for all the really cool digging people out there. And have no fear, everyone. All is right with the world. Ohio Relic Hunter is in the house. He just had a technical glitch there, apparently. I don't know. I wonder if his internet was down. Good possibility that in-studio cam was not working, so he missed all the entertainment before the show. I'm still dealing with a little hiccup here. I don't know. Obviously, though, everything is still hot in the studio, so we may make it a shorter show tonight. I don't know. The fans have pretty much all quit working on the show system, so it's a little hard to keep this thing cool. We do have more fans on the way. They should be here the end of the week, so hopefully by Sunday's show, we should be okay. We should. Hopefully. Anyway, moving on. We've got the Bills in. We've got Miss Barb in. We've got Jason and Fred. Let's see. So there's what? Michigan and New Jersey. We've got Mike in from Illinois. We've got Ed in. You guys and gals have heard me speaking of him lately. Detected Outdoors on YouTube. Not to mention one of the core members of All Metal Militia.
Really great guy to talk to as well, by the way. We had a bit of a conversation, last week, I want to say. Yeah, sounds right. That's what we'll go with anyway for the time being. I think it was last week. My days are getting mixed together. I want to say maybe Thursday. Either way, moving on. Links in the description. Our friends, first and foremost, at Shooters and Prospectors. Chuck Smalley, the man with the plan, the dealer of choice, the one that we like to plug here on the show. Matter of fact, for you Equinox users, I just received my copy of the Equinox Handbook by Andy. And that was through Shooters and Prospectors. I'm not sure how many Chuck has in stock currently, but whether he's in stock or not, I'm pretty sure he can still get them to you if you would like them. And don't forget, he is a multi-line dealer. XP, Minelab, Garrett, Note the Macro, Detector Pro, many other lines. And most importantly, an all-around great guy to deal with. Our friends over at Extreme Scoops, our friends over at Brute Magnetics, our friends at DETECTEES.com. Ken, Mark, Darth, Buddy, and the gang doing a great job. Definitely a great job. Also, another thing that I would like to mention is that for those who do know of the recurring appreciation contest on the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound Facebook group, we had been going where if you post up a photo of yourself with your Beyond Sight and Sound shirt, you're entered into the drawing. And that drawing is recurring. Now, since the cooling towels have arrived, yes, they are available. You can find the post on the Beyond Sight and Sound page, my timeline, the Beyond Sight and Sound group, the Detectees group, or you can go to detectees.com, click on the accessories tab, and that's where you will find the cooling towels with your preferred logo, I guess you could say. They've got them up there for Beyond Sight and Sound, Adventures in History, Dirt Pirates, History Seekers, Relics Radio, Relic Roundup, and many others, actually. Let's see. I'm not sure what they're... Alright. Mike N. from down in Florida, welcome aboard. Also, River Styx Outdoors in the house. And back to our links. Obviously, then, we've got our links for our friends over at XP Team USA, their Facebook group, podcast, website. You can find their YouTube channel by searching XP Team USA on YouTube. Or you can find it through their Facebook group and website, I'm sure. And then also the links for our friends over at River Styx Outdoors. And last, but not any less important, or anything like that, are also our links for our friends over at All Metal Militia. Their Facebook group and their YouTube channel. And they are currently doing a contest for a Tech Point pinpointer. The rules are very simple. You can find that post over in the All Metal Militia group. As soon as the YouTube channel reaches 200 subscribers, I believe it is, then they will do a drawing. And for all of you lucky listeners and members of the All Metal Militia Facebook group that followed directions, one of you lucky people will win yourselves a Tech Point pinpointer. How cool is that? You know, hey, everybody loves a free pinpointer, right? Everybody loves a free pinpointer. And they're moving right along. I want to say they're not quite there yet, but they're getting there. I know I believe Sunday they were right around 150 subscribers. I have not had the chance to look to see how many subs they are at currently, but they are moving the right direction, and they're really putting out some good content. If you have not checked out their channel or their videos, make sure to hop on over All Metal Militia, check out their posts, their videos, things of that nature. And they're a very well-mixed group, too. I mean, in those videos, you're seeing, I've seen a Deus in there, I've seen an Equinox, I've seen AT Pro, Fisher F75. So it's a nice rounded mix of technology. And man, they are tearing it up with the finds that they're making. Crazy. Very, very good finds that they're making, though, and continued success to them. And I guess you could say, around here, well, who knows? Might as well just, nah, we're not going to say anything about that yet. We're going to wait a little bit. Oh, good times, good times. So I think we've got all the links out of the way. It looks like we see people in the chat saying that they've subbed All Metal Militia. Very, very cool. Just make sure to find any GPXs. Just make sure to find the contest post over in the All Metal Militia Facebook group and get yourself entered, because that's great that you've subbed. But if you haven't fulfilled the rest of the requirements, which kind of constitutes going over to the group and finding that contest thread and making sure you've read the rules and all of that, then unfortunately you're not entered. I don't know, how much more clearly can you try to explain it? Sometimes, and we've seen this before with other contests, people get all excited about the contest, and then they happen to slip up reading the rules. And I'm sure that River Styx can definitely relate there. There were a number of people that did not follow the rules on his last contest. But that's all right. That was unfortunate for them, but that made odds better for those who did, like Barb and Tam and Beth. So, title of tonight's show, maybe we'll get back onto the Equinox book here in a little bit. I don't know. I have not had the chance to look it over myself yet, other than a quick glance, but so far from what I've seen, it does look good. And I'm sure that people who have already gotten their copy were not disappointed. And if you're thinking of getting a copy, you may want to do that, because I'm sure you will not be disappointed. I have read a number of Andy's other books, and I've heard from a few people that his Equinox book is quite possibly his best work yet. And that is very impressive. So very, very cool. Definitely very cool. Nice, Bill. Also, another YouTube channel to shout out. I did not get that into the description or anything. Makes no matter, though. Another YouTube channel that you all may be interested in checking into is Aqualand Relics. Doing some pretty good videos over there. And they're having just a great time of things. So, definitely good. Definitely good to see. And in terms of subscribers, not necessarily all that big yet. They're working on it. I think they've got, let's see, I think somewhere in the neighborhood of 600, maybe, subscribers. So we'll see. Alright, let me change some things around here real quick. Alright. We'll see how that does. Anyway, yeah, right around 600 subscribers, Aqualand Relics, and occasionally they do put a little challenge into the video, a little friendly competition. And the last one, I will admit it was quite humorous, but probably not a whole lot of fun for the person who had to, the person who lost and had to do the challenge, so to speak. And we'll just leave it at that. If you would like to know what I'm talking about, you can check them out on Aqualand Relics on YouTube. How's it going, Gary?
Good. Hey, Josh. How are you?
All right. I hear you've got some exciting news to share with all of us.
I do, actually. Some of you guys might know it. Those guys who aren't in the loop, I'll fill in tomorrow. I have got the second of my virtual hunts going active at 6 p.m. tomorrow night. And for those who don't know anything about it, basically it's a virtual hunt. You go online, you click a link, and it's a series of ever-increasingly difficult ciphers, codes, puzzles, quizzes, all kind of related towards metal detecting and treasure hunting and so forth and so on. But the good thing about it is it's going to run for 3 days, 72 hours, and very challenging. It's not a giveaway, but there are prizes, and some good prizes, too. And if you go on either mydetecting.com or if you're a member of the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club, you can see some of the prizes that I'm giving away.
Nice. And I noticed with the event, unless it was some sort of a glitch with me yesterday or something, there was no way to share that or copy a link so that people could find it.
Correct. Right now I have it pretty centralized, but it will be going active tomorrow on mydetecting.com. Right now it's really set up for the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club, but I decided to open up to other users. So what I'll do is 6 o'clock tomorrow, I'll make an active link on the My Detecting Facebook page and on mydetecting.com, and at that point, anyone else can join if they want to.
Okay, so people should keep an eye on the mydetecting.com website then, and they should be able to find the details on there sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Correct. Yeah, tomorrow afternoon, starting about 5 o'clock, I'll do a countdown, send out some announcements, and then go ahead and post it. You know, like I said, it'll be an active link. All you do is click on it, and it takes you straight to, a login where you can begin the hunt. And like I said, the prizes are pretty cool. I'm giving away a miniature metal detector display that actually rests on top of a LED desk clock. Really handsome, really nice.
That was very sharp.
Yeah. And the other thing I'm giving away to go along with that is a clear top metal travel case. And then you'll be able to actually carry the stuff in there if you like, and a t-shirt and decals and some other stuff too.
Nice. And I'm sure that they'll be able to see photos of those prizes along with the posts.
Oh, yeah, the prizes will be there. They're actually already there now, and they'll be, on the actual rules. There's a few pages you got to get through in order to get into the hunt. There'll be some of the prizes, a link to some of the prizes and so forth and so on.
Right.
Yeah, Yeah, so it should be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It's been real hot here down in Florida, as most of the country is having weather issues, whether it's storming or floods or so forth. And so this is a way for people still to keep the pulse on the hobby and have a good time. There's a couple individuals that I'm going to be keeping an eye on. Number one, and I'm calling him out straight out directly, and that's Jim Tanner from down in Pinellas Park. Jim smoked through it, the first one, and he hit it pretty hard. He set his alarm clock early in the morning, and even though he had to go to work and make breakfast for his kids and get ready for work, he still managed to break into that thing and just hammered it. And he finished out a couple hours before it. Yeah, so I'm issuing a direct challenge to Jim. And there's a few other people who finished the top three, too.
Well, hopefully everybody brings their thinking caps, because those were very creative ciphers and things to solve on the last one.
Thanks, I appreciate it. I've honed my skills this time around, and I set up I think it's five or six different levels of puzzles, different difficulties of puzzles, and people may not be able to solve the first two. But what I would like to do is announce, and you're the first one hearing this, Josh, is that buried within the first two levels of the virtual hunt is a special link that is going to be available for people who live and maybe are visiting in the Central Florida area, where they'll actually find clues to a real hidden prize token that's in Central Florida, and they'll be narrow clues, so they'll be able to actually go out and actively try to find, outside. Say if get through the first two levels, and you realize you can't go any further, it's just too difficult. This is a way for you to actually get out, scramble with some of the other folks, and try to find a prize.
Yeah, a little bit of geocaching in a sense.
Yeah, exactly. Something along those lines, yes.
Nice. Well, that should be very interesting.
I think so. I think it will be interesting.
And this one, if I remember right, the last one started early in the morning and only ran for, God, I want to say, was it only 24 hours?
Yeah, it wasn't long. Again, it was my first one, and I wanted to start early because I actually wanted people to scramble and work for it. I mean, these things put in quite a lot of effort, and it's a free online hunt. It doesn't cost anything to join, but I don't want it to be giveaway. I want people to really, really work hard for it. It's just like Jim Tanner did. Those are the kind of guys who I look for and see what they're made of. And maybe not Doug with Jim, and he's a really nice guy. He put a lot of effort into winning that thing. There's a couple other people, too. There's one guy in particular I want to mention. His name is Jason Bozuffi. I don't know if you know him.
I recognize the name. I've seen him on Facebook.
Yeah, Jason Bozuffi. He lives in Deptford, New Jersey. He's also known as the Quarter Hoarder. Yeah, the Quarter Hoarder. Correct. Yeah, he's got a YouTube channel on the same lines. Anyway, when I was going through my past hunt to just gather some of the information and kind of refamiliarize myself with the rules and so forth and so on, I ran across a post that he made, which I must have missed the first time around. But he said, and this was several months ago, as you know, he said, this is the quote, he said, "I was prepared to search for the lost city of Atlantis for a chance to win one of your metal detectors." Well, I really like it. I appreciated him saying that, and it kind of came out of nowhere. It made my day. So I sat down and, put everything else aside, and I made Jason a really nice miniature AT Pro.
Nice.
Exact replica. Yeah, and so I sent it to him, and he texted me this afternoon and said he had just received it today. So Jason, and he came in third place, I believe, last time, so he's going to be straight out of the gate come tomorrow, 6 p.m. also.
Yeah, I think so. So this time it's going to start tomorrow at 6 p.m., so that would be the 11th, correct, and run through the 13th to 6 p.m.
correct. 7-Eleven. In fact, tomorrow is Slurpee Day for those who want to get the Slurpee on at 7-Eleven, free Slurpee Day. And so, yeah, I'm going to start it at 6 p.m., and it'll run until at least, I think I put down at least 3 people solve it. And at that time, we're going to evaluate their data, make sure everything was done correct. I actually have what I call tracker hunters. And what they will do is actually monitor everybody's movements. When you go into any puzzle or leave any puzzle or submit any kind of answer, all that information is gathered, and these tracker hunters are actually going to be monitoring them, see where they're at, how long they're going to be in a puzzle, making sure that they're following the correct ebb and flow of the game and nobody's jumping over any walls, so forth and so on. So like I said, we've really honed our skills this time around, and it's going to be good. It's going to be really good.
Right, it sounds like they better have their thinking caps on and be prepared to do some work. But if they fancy themselves as an armchair treasure hunter, this will be right down their alley.
That's correct. You going to give it a shot yourself?
Well, we'll see what happens. I got a lot of things going on, but I may be able to get in there myself.
Okay, all right. Yeah, even if you just get in and poke around a little bit and take a look at, some of the first couple of ciphers, I think you get a kick out of them.
Oh, yeah. I mean, at the very least, even if I don't have much of an opportunity to participate, I'll still be checking it out because I love seeing that stuff.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate it. This weather is keeping me inside from detecting. I can go out once in a while for a couple hours, but it's just brutal, man. The humidity and then the storms roll in, so I've kind of been working overtime in my shop. Just in the past 3 weeks, probably the past 3 weeks, I've made a model. You might have seen the Model A Ford diorama that I made for my friend Don Brown.
Wow!
It was a red model. What it is, we actually went hunting, and we stumbled upon this piece of property and got to know the guy who owns. He's an older guy, retired. And then we saw that in the back of his property, he had a red Model A Ford underneath, like lean-to. So we asked him about it. And next thing you know, this thing comes driving across the grass towards us. It was an amazing scene. And he showed it to us, and it was an original Model A, and it was amazing. So we put it away. Of course, I went home, and a couple of days later, I went back, and I presented him with an exact replica of his Model A. Not only the Model A, but the actual shed that it's sitting under, along with the vines and everything else. I mean, it was exactly detailed. He absolutely loves it.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've got pictures of that up on mydetecting.com as well?
I do. The Model A, I'm not sure if I have it up yet, but I'll get it up soon. But some of the other things I've done, recently I did a 3D light box.
Right.
And that's, I don't know if you've seen that. It's my Surf and Turf logo, my detecting logo.
I did see that one.
I also did, that came out really good. It's the first time I'd ever done anything like that. I also did a wall clock that actually has a miniature metal detector and a shovel for the hands on the wall clock. That came out good too.
Now that is cool.
Yeah, and I did, let me see, I made some metal detectors. Thomas Walsh down in South Florida, I made his vintage Fisher Cash Finder. Vicky Chilla from the CFMDC, I made her a Bounty Hunter Sharpshooter 2, made one for her. And let's see, what the other things I've done? CFMDC President Carolyn Harwick. I made her 112 scale figure with her 18 Max, and she loved that. She says one of her prized possessions.
Oh, I'm sure she did.
Yeah.
A lot of people really enjoy your miniatures like that. I know I've got one of the Golden XP Deuses, and that thing is sharp.
That's right. You do. I remember that. A lot of people, and I don't really talk about this that often, but a lot of people ask, and people write, almost daily, asking about how to get one. And so for the first time, I think I'm going to kind of let people know the best way to get one and the best way not to get one. The best way to not get one is just text me with the words "how much" in the phrase. I get those all the time. Literally just 2 words: how much. Or how much for this or how much for that. And Josh, you know me. I don't sell any of my work.
Exactly.
I give away about 95% of it. Sometimes strangers, I'll just pick somebody out. I'll just not randomly, but we'll see something that will catch my eye. And I will, just make something and then show it on Facebook, and they'll pop in and see that they've been tagged in it. And then I'll tell them, send me your address, and I'll send it to them. It makes people's day, and I really enjoy doing it. I really do.
Right. And you do such a good job with it. Thanks,
man. The best way, like I said, the best way not to get one is just ask me how much, because it just kind of puts me off. I don't mind you asking any other questions. Just, you should see on my website. I pretty much marked everything clearly, saying that none of it's for sale, none of it's for commission. Anyway, the best way to get one is, as I've told people before, all this stuff that we do, the radio shows and live shows and the giveaways and the miniatures and all the stuff, what it really all boils down to is digging holes. It's the same thing with me, is the actual metal detecting. That's what I want to do. So the best way to get hold of one of these things is invite me to come dig with you. And, give me an invitation, whether it's, out of state, in state, near state, or whatever. I love to travel, and if you invite me, whether it's, one of your events or competition or a club event, just give me an invitation, and let's hook up and dig. And that'll be your best chance of getting hold of one.
Well, there you go. I don't think it gets much better than that.
That's it, man. It's all about digging holes, right?
Right. Yeah, definitely. The connections and friendship and camaraderie and memories.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes when we dig down here, we'll dig for an hour or two, and we'll take about anywhere from an hour or two break. And we'll either crack open a watermelon, or we'll just sit down and just talk. The heat has a lot to do with that, but the friendship and the camaraderie is a lot. It's a big plus.
Right. Absolutely, I would have to agree.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully you guys get a break down there in Florida, and that heat index drops a little bit, because it's been just horrible.
Yeah, it's been. And when it's not, when the heat finally, subsides a little bit in the evening, these big storms roll in. They say it rains at this time of year. It rains in Florida every single day, and it's true. And not only does it rain, but we get lightning and we get tornado warnings and all that stuff. But we make do. We should be the last ones to complain, us Floridians.
Right, it comes with the territory for all of you. You're used to it.
That's true.
Maybe not so much for the tourists, but for you guys, it's just average, ordinary day.
Yeah, you got it. But that's about really all I wanted to say, Josh. I don't want to interrupt the show too much. I just wanted to call in and plug my hunt tomorrow at 6 p.m. and invite anybody who wants to come give it a shot. And, bring your thinking cap, though, because, like I said, there's really good prizes. But
absolutely,
you're gonna have to work for them. And again, that special announcement to Central Florida people, the diggers who live in Central Florida or surrounding areas, South Florida, Central North, on the Treasure Coast, wherever, and also anybody who happens to be visiting Florida, there's going to be a prize token that has been released, and I'll be linking up some details that'll show where it is hidden in Central Florida. And you get a chance to find it, and you win yourself a real nice prize.
Nice. Very, very cool. And I will do what I can to keep an eye out for the posts and try to do my part to help share it around when it starts.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that. I'll make sure that you get a link one way or the other, and we'll see what happens. And maybe next week when it's all over and done, I'll give a quick call back and let you know how things went.
Awesome. I look forward to it.
All right, buddy.
All right. Well, thanks for the call, Gary, and stay cool down there, because it's something else down there.
Yeah, man. All right, thanks again, Josh.
Yep, we'll see you.
Yeah, bye-bye.
River Styx. How's it going? Tom.
Yeah, I'm here. I was trying to catch Gary.
Oh, he's already out of here now.
Yeah, no, I'm getting a lag and the delay on my phone. So I was just going to ask him, come on up to Citra, north side of Ocala. We'll go to the mud park. We'll go digging too. We'll eat a ribeye dinner.
He
no, I know, but he's probably still listening.
He may be all about that. Yeah, I don't know if he was... I'm not sure if he was in the chat and listening or not. I'm not real sure there, because we had it planned earlier today that he was going to call in about 8:15, but right. His cell phone connection wasn't necessarily the greatest there. It sounded like he had some RF interference or something.
Right on.
But
well,
at least
that's all I needed. I was just trying to get a hold of him.
At least hopefully we got the message out there. People were able to hear well enough what was going on about the virtual treasure hunt, and I will be sharing those links tomorrow when it starts so that people can learn a little more about it, get involved with it, or even get in touch with Gary.
Well, no, he just messaged on your board. He just said, I hear you. He said, let's do it.
Well, there you go. He's always up for an adventure. Good guy, too. Great guy.
Ribeye dinner, cookout. Play in the mud.
Right, and I don't see a downside.
All right, Josh. I'll let you get back to your show. Thanks, bud.
All right, thanks for calling. We'll see you.
Right.
Oh, wow. So it looks like everyone is having a grand time there in the chat. Good to see. Definitely. Seeing what everybody's up to. Everyone's having a grand time. Not sure if Bill got his internet glitch fixed or not. But, oh my God, that is a news flash. Barb says she will shut her mouth. Is that possible? I don't know. Oh, so, other news that we've got. Oh, Suki's in the house as well. Nice. Well, and, oh, it's raining in Barb's neck of the woods. Okay. Well, speaking of raining, I guess there's not really any sense in delaying it any longer or trying to make people wait to the end of the show or anything like that. So now is probably a perfect time to let everybody know. A few shows back, I had said we were working on something a bit unique, a bit interesting. And those that have followed the show for any amount of time, they've seen sometimes where we will just do, like, coordinated chaos. I mean, I've had a few shows where we've had 2, 3, 4, maybe even 5. And I don't know, there may have been a time that I may have had as many as 6 on the show at one time. of guests. I mean, that's not counting callers that were coming through. Some people think it's a little crazy. And yeah, I'm probably going to have to be on my game that night. But we figured, you know what? I'm just crazy enough to do it again. And I'm not sure, I'm not going to say that it's never been done before, because it may have been done before. I can't recall hearing a time when the metal detecting shows have done this before. And I'm just crazy enough to try it. So we're going to give it a shot. And the storm's coming. This Sunday, the 14th, you guys and gals are going to want to drop into the show, because we will have six simultaneous guests on at the same time with myself. 6 very passionate, dedicated hunters that love to get out and have a great time and make some very, very nice finds in the New England area. So this Sunday, we will have the 6 core members of All Metal Militia on the show. So if any of you guys and gals have any questions, you know, for Ed, Jay, Joe, Mark, any one of them, any one of the 6, may want to write them down, may want to tune in, and as long as we don't freeze the broadcaster, blow up Skype or the internet or anything like that, maybe we can get your questions answered. Because I'm sure they'd love to hear from some of you, especially if you've been checking out their videos or you're part of the All Metal Militia Facebook group or anything like that. Really, really great down-to-earth guys that just have a passion for the history and for having a good time. We've been working on it for a while. And when it comes to doing simultaneous guests like that, especially when you get into, 6 of them, sometimes the logistics of just getting everything nailed down to a day, it's a nightmare. Because you're not working now with just one person's schedule or anything like that. We're working with everybody's schedule, trying to figure out what is the most convenient for them, what best suits them. Is this time frame going to work? Can we do it this day? Can we do it that day? So it did take us a while, but we've got it nailed down. It will be Sunday, and they are very, very excited to be able to sit down and be on the show. So hopefully, you are all very, very excited to hear from them, because they do have some good stories to share. I mean, I talked with Ed and Jay last Thursday, I think it was, and quite honestly, I probably could have just recorded that and ran it as an archived show. It was a very good conversation. They are definitely down to earth, and you can tell that they have a passion for what they're doing, and they want to share that with everyone else. That's how the group came around. That's how the YouTube channel came around. That's why they're so receptive and excited to be on the show. So we do have them coming up this Sunday. which is the other reason why I'm like, oh, hopefully those fans get here soon. Hopefully they get here soon. Because that's, I don't know. I'm hoping that I can get everything in place and keep the show system cool for that. And then we'll see how things go. Following on the tails of All Metal Militia, I believe, and I'm going to have to double check my schedule, so hopefully I don't misquote the days or anything, but we've got All Metal Militia Sunday. We've got next Wednesday, we've got our friend Steve Zazulek back to talk about his new book, TheRingFinders, which I saw Fred in the chat earlier. Fred actually already has a copy of TheRingFinders, and it seems like he enjoys it very much. Which, I mean, come on, those of us that know Steve, have read his articles or anything like that, we knew it was going to be a good book. It's just waiting for it. So we've got Steve Zazulek on the Wednesday after All Metal Militia. And then in the very near future, we've got a couple more shows coming up that maybe many of you may not have heard of them. Maybe you have. But folks have heard me say before in the past, and it still stands true today, if there's a topic that you would like to hear, or a person that you would like to hear from, you'd like to hear somebody as a guest on the show, or you think you would be a good guest to be on the show, all you have to do is reach out and say something to me. Many times, some of our best shows have been from listener suggestions, referrals, recommendations, whatever you want to call it. And recently, there was a gentleman in the New York area that was brought to my attention that someone had said, you know, hey, maybe you could get him on the show. I think he would be interesting to hear an interview with. Well, don't threaten me. I'll go after it. And we did. And we've got him. And we're working out the logistic details as we speak, basically. We've been in communication for the last week or so, probably. Just trying to get everything set in place. Which I couldn't, at that point I really couldn't get him on any earlier or anything like that due to the fact of we've already got these other shows booked. So we're gonna cross that bridge when we get to it. Right now the main focus is All Metal Militia this coming Sunday. Really looking forward to that. Being able to sit down and talk with the gang, the core members, if you will, from All Metal Militia. Going to be a very, very good show. And I think that some of you may even be a little surprised with what they have to share. Who knows? I guess we'll have to wait and see what happens, right? But yeah, that's one you're definitely going to want to tune in for. It's going to be a good show. We know that Wednesday after that we've got Steve back. It's always a good show with Steve. It's been maybe a month now since I've talked to him here on the show. He did call in here recently, but it'll be nice to sit down and chat with him again. It definitely will. So for any of you that, you know, you have a particular topic, guest, anything like that you would like to hear a show on or hear them appear on the show, it's always stood in the past. It still stands today. All you've got to do is reach out to me, let me know. I'll see what I can do. Or if it's somebody that you know and you think that they've got a great story to tell, tell them to reach out to me. Doesn't matter to me. Does not matter to me. I go after them when people bring them up. We've had some other recommendations here recently. Some YouTube channels that people thought might be interesting to hear from. That we're working on it. We're working on it. We haven't forgotten you, and we're working on it. It just some of these things do take a little bit of time, especially in the cases of the online community like that. You know, some of us do prefer a bit of anonymity, and sometimes that just complicates the equation of trying to track them down and then get them locked down to a particular date and time. Other than that, let's see here what's going on in the chat. Looks like Bill may still be having some problems, or causing some problems. So anyway, like I had mentioned earlier, with the cooling towels, the recurring appreciation contest on the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound group does still run. The post is still there. I do try to keep it bumped up towards the top of the group occasionally. From time to time, I'll go through and bump it back to the top. And that has always been for those that have the Beyond Sight and Sound apparel. And even though the post does not specifically state that right now, I'll have to go back in and edit that. Maybe I can get to that sometime in the next day or so. But if you happen to get yourself a Beyond Sight and Sound cooling towel, don't forget and post up in that contest thread, because we will also accept the cooling towels, yourself with your cooling towel, as an entry too. So if you're already in the running because you have a Beyond Sight and Sound shirt, well, if you've got a Beyond Sight and Sound cooling towel as well, now you've just got yourself entered again. That's another chance to win when we do the draw. And I think right now there's 2 prizes up. One is a peace dollar, and the other name randomly drawn will walk away with a Megalodon copper round, which are very, very cool, by the way. Barb's got one, River Styx has got one. So those are the prices up for this current point until we draw those. And then after that, who knows what the prices are going to be the next time around. Maybe we'll go down to 1 person getting drawn. Maybe we'll keep it at 2 and have 2 prizes, whatever. Either way, just because you've won doesn't mean you're out of the running and can't win again. So remember that, folks. Always something to keep in mind. Other than that, I think we are going to roll on out of here. Things are getting pretty warm here on the show system. So it's probably time to think about moving on. Other than that, hopefully we hope that Barb got her air situation taken care of. And I think we're going to get on out of here. So if you enjoyed the show, make sure and throw us a like. You can follow us here on Spreaker. You can follow us on the Beyond Sight and Sound page on Facebook, the Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound group on Facebook, All Metal Militia over on Facebook. The gang over there are very, very gracious and request that I post whatever I can. So we do make sure to throw the links for the show in on their group as well. And looks like I see Swansea says, cue me up on Sunday. Looks like he may be calling in then, because it is some friends of his as well. We see that Scott's in from Midwest Treasure Hunters. Welcome aboard as we roll on out of here. But yes, check out All Metal Militia. Midwest Treasure Hunters, Midwest Relic Recovery, Metal Detecting Beyond Sight and Sound, Dirt Pirates, Ohio Relic Hunter, Metal Detecting Central Illinois. Give Mike's group a shout out there. Many of the other wonderful Facebook groups on there, including New Age Goonies and the Central Florida Metal Detecting Club. Florida is a very supportive state of the show, and we always appreciate that. So until the next time, folks, we're going to roll, but we'll see everyone on the pages. Try to get out there, stay cool, and dig up those finds if you can make them. We'll see you Sunday.